Akechi is gay, and I'm going to show you how, through the conducive evidence in the various depictions of him. Obviously, there are going to be spoilers for the third semester of Persona 5 Royal. Any additional content, for instance Q2, will be marked as such with timestamps. Additionally, while I would love to show the entirety of Akechi and Joker's complex relationship, I will be focusing on Akechi's perspective. Consequently, I will not be arguing for the ship's existence, meaning reciprocal feelings, even though it is real, nor will I prescribe any feeling or belief on how good they are together throughout the video, even though they are made for each other. I am simply declaring that Akechi is gay. Now that we have that out of the way, let us begin. Do not take bro at his word. Before we tackle Akechi's complicated love for Joker, we must dispel this idea of Akechi hating him, though we very much will cover his complicated love in this section. Through scenes like Akechi saying, "I'm going to be truly honest with you. I hate you." There's clear reason for why people believe this to be true. However, we have to dig deeper. The boulder that is Akechi's, quote, hatred, end quote, of Joker is not more than a small rock to kick. A deeper analysis of Akechi's relationship with Joker reveals that it is not made out of hatred. It is the shackles of his situation, his life, that led him to lash out. I'm not going to absolve Akechi of his crimes, but we have to look at how his connections to the world and his prior relationships with others sheerly fucked him up. It is the shackles of his situation that led him down this path, where he so desperately wanted someone to have him around. It is these shackles that led him to the other side of an interrogation room table with a gun in his hand. While one look into the Persona 5 Maniacus tells you that he doesn't deny liking the MC, Joker, I will make 3 cases for why Akechi does not hate Joker. Persona 5 Royal. Persona 5 Royal, especially compared to the base game, is littered with nods that Akechi's relationship with Joker is not hatred. I mean, take a look at the music opening to the game, where Akechi has a soft, pleasant expression while with him. In this game, and especially throughout his Confidant, one may come to understand that Akechi has fun around Joker. He is happy, and these feelings are genuine. I mean, even Morgana gets it, saying that, "You don't really hate Joker, do you?" Consequently, the boiler room and Akechi's dilemma over the fate of Joker make it abundantly clear that Akechi's feelings move past simple, vile hatred. He is frustrated, distressed. He hides his feelings, but so desperately does he want a human connection. Whether you code this as platonic or romantic feelings, it doesn't matter here, because it is clear that he doesn't hate Joker. Adeptly put in Thought Bubble's psychological analysis of Akechi, Akechi does not want to kill Joker. In Justice 7, Akechi and Joker are playing a game of billiards. Here, Thought Bubble points to this idea that the game is an analogy for him coming to terms with the fact that in order to realize his plans of revenge against his father, he will have to kill Joker. Joker is collateral damage. Despite the enjoyment that Akechi feels when around him, despite a shared bond, the relationship must come to an end. Akechi is adamant on realizing his goals of taking down his father that abandoned him and his mother like trash. Beyond this point, Akechi tries his hardest to sever his connection with Joker, pushing him away in fear of losing him too, or perhaps fear of understanding himself more. Returning to the boiler room scene, and the final Confidant rank of Akechi, Joker is able to say that he will hold on to Akechi's glove, solidifying the bond between the two mere moments before tragedy. Persona 5 Proof of Justice. The OVA does much in terms of defining the relationship that Akechi has with Joker. Additionally, many of the events in the OVA were actually ported to Royal. While P5 the animation isn't too good, I definitely recommend giving this one a watch. In the OVA, Joker is recalling his time spent with Akechi after his death. From playing billiards to sharing a drink, simply chatting to playing together at the arcade, Joker parses through his memories with Akechi and thinks about the unique bond they shared. The color grading of each shot adds to this depiction of their relationship. A1 makes scenes with Akechi and Joker reminded of his bond with Akechi, much warmer in color, whereas scenes with Joker alone ruminating are a lot cooler in color. Even though the entire OVA could and should receive a critical breakdown style analysis, there is one scene I want to pay attention to in particular. The latter half of the episode, where Akechi says he technically does have friends now. He is lying, and he does not believe that to be true. And he also mentions that it's essentially a part of their deal. However, when Joker says, "You have a rival too," Akechi pauses, and his eyes quiver. Immediately after, we see a mix of Akechi's real emotions and his front. Afterwards, he mutters under his breath, "If only we'd met a few years earlier." Remember this from the Boiler Room cutscene? Is this the hatred everyone is talking about? No. It is obviously more complex than the word hate, and deserves its fair share of scrutiny. Persona Q2. Persona Q2 hands us a lot of characterizing moments of all of the Phantom Thieves and the rest of the cast of P4 and P3, though mostly just the Phantom Thieves if I'm being for real. Skip to this time on screen now if you don't want to see spoilers of Persona Q2. At the end of Persona Q2, Akechi is reluctant to exit the cinema with the rest of the Phantom Thieves. Akechi does not want to leave because he had fun, and he has realized things about himself that he doesn't want to forget. Here, Akechi enjoyed the time he has spent with Joker, unshackled from his perceived duties and responsibilities towards revenge in the real world. He does not want to re-enter the real world, pausing, stuttering.
帰らないと。どうした？お前ら置いてくぞー。みんなが呼んでるね。行こうか。
You might be thinking that this contrasts with his opinions towards Maruki's ideal reality. However, that is missing the picture. It is not the same because destiny wasn't crafted for them, nor are their fates almost predetermined. Rather, it is a pocket space where Akechi can stop thinking about his goals of revenge, and is able to live independently of the hatred of his father. It is also where him and Joker are not opposed, instead, working together towards the same goal in the cinema labyrinth. He cherishes his time in the theater, even though he is forced to forget it, because here, time itself loses meaning. Akechi hesitates, because he does not want to go back to the world that hurt him so deeply, a world that blinded him with anger. Earlier in the game, in the movie I Guess, Akechi and Shinjiro Aragaki converse. Shinji sharply deducts that there is more to Akechi, and that him and Akechi are more similar than they are different. He says to Akechi that he wishes to undo a lot of the stuff he has done, but moves forward and tries not to live with regret. Akechi, not understanding, still lingers on the regrets he has, and does not believe he can stray from the path he has already chosen. If this is still not enough for you, actually play the third semester. I'm not joking. It is the entire third semester. Just play it. Before I continue, I would like to say that if you enjoy videos like this and would like to see more of them in the future, I would consider subscribing. It really goes a long way in supporting the channel. Alright, now back to the video. Akechi being gay is quite evident through multiple points of the game, from his calls, texts, Confidant rank-ups, the third semester of the game, and the bad ending. There is piles and piles of subtext that need unpacking. In Royal, Akechi is one of the few confidants that initiates based on him approaching Joker, rather than the inverse. Throughout the confidant in the follow-up calls, Akechi continuously makes reference to how interesting, enjoying, fun, relaxing it is when they hang out. Akechi seems to always end up talking more than usual when it is with Joker. Here, I want to discuss two follow-up calls. In rank 6, Akechi reflects on spending the day as himself, as Goro Akechi, rather than as the detective prince. He makes mention of how others see him, as the prince, as the brilliant prodigy. He also makes mention that people misunderstand him, but according to Akechi, Joker is the only one who needs to see this side of him, saying, "But I suppose you are the only one who sees this side of me. Nobody else particularly needs to, anyway." As we will cover later, there are many sides to Akechi that are shown to Joker. In rank 7, Akechi calls Joker concerning his competitive spirit, asking, "Why do you get so competitive against me?" The response, "We're rivals, aren't we?" bewilders Akechi to stun him to silence. This speaks volumes in expressing the bond that Akechi believes him and Joker share. He is surprised by Joker's reinforcement of them being rivals, because at that moment is how he feels their bond is, rather than what he believes it ought to be. Akechi is quick to reaffirm himself and of Joker his original convictions of seeing Joker as an obstacle and not a rival, saying that we fight in service of our own principles. After, he states that he cannot allow Joker to change, when in reality, he himself is wavering. He is projecting his feelings toward himself onto Joker because he does not want to change, or rather, he is afraid of it. Afraid of their bond and how it is affecting him, which is why the next rank ups turn dour, and why Akechi is adamant on stating to Joker that he hates him. Regarding texts, this one is going to be really short. This might not be evidence, per se, but I found it funny enough to include. Akechi really be sending Joker stuff like, "I am alone right now." Also, suddenly inviting Joker to the aquarium right before going to sleep is kind of interesting. I'm not gonna lie. After accepting Akechi's text invitation, you get a unique Confidant session with him. During this Confidant session, his reactions tell us a lot about what he is thinking when he invited Joker along. For example, in response to Akechi saying, "Sorry for dragging you along," Joker has 3 options. "It's a nice place," "Why me?" and "Could bring a girl here." Choosing the third option, Akechi states that it is a good place for dates, garnering no notes. I repeat, no notes. If you choose the first option, "It's a nice place," he will comment saying that it suits Joker, garnering 3 notes. Akechi wanted to take Joker specifically, of all people, to the aquarium. This seems not a mere coincidence, especially given that the spot later becomes accessible for other confidants as well, for a date location. Though, only Akechi is the one to bring you here, the only one to initiate a first visit to the spot. After a conversation with Oya, Akechi reiterates to Joker that he is interesting. Additionally, for someone who's supposedly turned down a girl because he has no time, he does seem to make a lot of time for Joker with dates like this. In the Jazz Gin, Akechi introduces Joker to this place, special to him, being the first person he's ever brought there. After mentioning that, Akechi alludes to having this strange connection with Joker. To bring him to a place so intrinsically special has to mean something, given that Akechi is typically closed off and parades with a mask, or persona. Akechi is not being fake here. There is virtually no reason to be. He is relaxed, and he brought Joker, chatting with him and feeling refreshed after having done so. Conversation is meaningful. After meeting Akechi here for the first time in his rank 4 confidant, you are able to hang out with him additional times with unique dialogue. I'm going to reference 3 of these conversations for the sake of time, but definitely watch a compilation and you'll definitely get what I mean by saying piles of subtext. First, I already brought it up, but the mention of Akechi turning down a girl as soon as she confessed because of time warrants some attention. Is he not showing Joker that he is available? I kid, but it's really interesting how the sentiment is immediate. It is also intriguing how he mentions his lack of time, yet is willing to hang out with someone who realistically stands as an obstacle to his revenge plot. Well, I guess his revenge can wait as long as he gets his alone time with Joker. Second, it is evident that Akechi is not lying when it comes to his enjoyment of this space, of the Jazz Gin. Nor has he fibbed about enjoying Joker's company there. Hanging out with him here, in the 3rd semester, reveals as much, saying that he understands how Joker feels about the locale. He finds the singing pleasing, like he did before the massive reveal. I bring this up to mention that just because Akechi does lie in the beginning of the story and throughout it, does not mean he always lies. There's a layer of genuineness in his conversations with Joker here, before and after the boiler room. The last thing I want to bring up is Akechi's conversation with Joker about being normal in the 3rd semester. This is important to mention, given that Akechi hesitates when considering if Joker had lost it too, to Maruki's ideal reality. He then continues saying he would have slapped Joker awake, outlining how important Joker has become to him. In Confidant rank 6, after entering the bath with Joker, Akechi confides in him. Akechi gives Joker a window into much of his early childhood regarding his mother, and, though left unnamed, relationship with Masayoshi Shiro. While he does mention his early childhood in an event in August in Leblon, here he does it in more detail, with far more vivid emotions. His anger. It is one of the first times we see him angry, yelling about his father, a worthless, degenerate excuse for a man who abandoned his mother, before switching back to his routine smile. After leaving, he mentions to Joker that he has never told anyone else about his family situation, and questions it, saying, "I wonder why I told you." Curious indeed. And perhaps it is because they are similar, but similarity often doesn't net such grave retellings. Why share such an intimate story in such an intimate place? This is only one reading of the rank event, a simple reading, which is why I encourage you to search for other interpretations. In Confidant rank 8, Akechi challenges Joker in Mementos, pointing his gun toward him, with a derisive timbre. This is the same voice he uses in the boiler room. In the head-to-head fight, Akechi loses, saying, "You've caught up to me on this front already too." Not many words are exchanged in Mementos, but what is said is telling of Akechi's frustration, slipping by saying that Joker exceeds him here too, where he is supposed to keep up the charade of gaining his persona a month prior. After returning, Akechi admits that he is becoming reliant on Joker, and following that is the infamous line,
"I'm going to be entirely honest with you. I hate you."
In a way, he does hate Joker, but not in such simple terms. Nor is it just this unadulterated hate like he would want Joker to believe. Joker has everything Akechi does not. Family, friends, a sense of belonging, recognition, winning. Akechi hates how he has become attached to Joker. He hates how he has grown to rely on him. And finally, he hates how Joker brings to light much of his insecurities and internal strife, and his desperation for a human connection. And this comes to head as we realize that Akechi, at this moment, knows he will have to kill Joker for his revenge, but is struggling to assume the strength to do so. He does not want to kill the one person he has been able to form an authentic connection with, beyond lies and deceit, someone he has truly connected with. So, he lies to himself.
Akechi-kun, this involves you too.
What do these two have to do with...
The relationship you two share is very unusual. A detective and a phantom thief. Despite being enemies, your relationship isn't based on hatred or ill will. You two came to a deep understanding of one another, yet you had no choice but to leave Akechi-kun to his fate. That's why I created a reality where you two could have a fresh start together.
Maruki speaks to the unique bond that Akechi and Joker share. It's not out of ill will or hatred. It is something else that brings them together. And it is not that they are mere friends or rivals either. Akechi and Joker have a long conversation of the implications of Maruki's ideal, reality. While the scene does a better job of depicting Joker's love for Akechi, which is not imperative to this video, Akechi's love for Joker is bound in the scene. As it is with the rest of Akechi's dialogue, his confidant and his interactions with Joker, it is a battle of ideals and feelings. Akechi would hate here to see Joker change, someone who crumbles to his feelings instead of venerating his ideals. This is why Akechi faces this confrontation, this threat, earnestly using us to signify his decision as well as Joker's. He wants Joker to make this decision, and continue to be the person he has affection for, the person he respects, and the person he wants to be with. In the final battle, Maruki pleads to Akechi to not throw his life away. He declares that by Joker's side and his friends, he can begin to atone. As aptly put by this Reddit comment, this is Akechi's true wish. It is not a fanciful carrot on a stick to him, but rather his actual desire, and he rejects it, just like the rest of the Phantom Thieves. But, as pointed out, he does not deny it. He is frustrated because he does want to be with Joker, but he does not want to be ever controlled again. He sounds afraid because he wants to live by his ideals, to be free. His ideals and his feelings don't align, which brings me back to the quote mentioned at the very beginning, "If only we'd met a few years earlier." It is abundantly clear that Akechi's wish is to be with Joker, despite his sharp rejection of Maruki's reality, or perhaps because of it. It is why when you receive the bad ending of the game, we get the art-dubbed one conclusion, where Akechi and Joker are in a different time, playing chess. One conclusion was Akechi's desire. As the light beams from the windows onto their board, they both seem content with this simple match, evading the backdrop of sorrow and torment both characters had muddled through. Compared to the rest of the Phantom Thieves' ideal realities, Akechi is the only one to feature Joker as a part of his wish. No one else but them is there, challenging each other once more in much less dire straits. No More What Ifs is a song about choosing freedom above all, though it is also a song about doubt. It is about people coming into your life, leaving or staying. The line that seems most poignant in the story of Akechi is the line, "What matters most is how you bring joy to life." So, in many ways this is the song of Akechi. It is the song of his feelings towards Joker, sang in a spot intrinsically linked to his character, the Jazz Djinn. On the last day of Joker's stay in Tokyo, he is able to visit the club. Akechi, nowhere to be found. The owner, worried about him, asks Joker of his whereabouts. "Rare to see him with another person," he says. Even if this video fails to convince you of Akechi's sexuality, I hope I have brought a good case study of Akechi and Joker's relationship from Akechi's perspective. It is clear that they are more than rivals and more than friends. They are something more. As I mentioned earlier, if you like videos like these and would like to see more in the future, please consider subscribing and dropping a like on the video. It goes a long way in terms of supporting the channel. Alright, see you later.